like John Jones will go there and to train with Gordon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're very helpful people.
Amazing. Yeah.
Switch it up real quick
Nice.
to the fight scene was just massive in Brazil. I remember I fought in David Maia back there. It was just killing it. But I noticed there hasn't been very many UFCs. Is the fight scene still booming down there, or is it falling off?
I really feel this is falling off. You know, I feel like that old generations was the top of the top.
Yeah, like legendary fighters out of Brazil. You know, the Anderson Silva, Vanderlei Silva, just legend after legend. Yeah.
I think it's hard to get another gold generation like that. This happens once in the century, I think. But it's comprehensive because the art is spread out. So you see, like in America, how many talents we have here right now in the Russian, you know, the Western world, in Eastern world. So yes, it's hard to compete. At that time, we kind of hold the knowledge.
Yeah, because I mean, there's so much between the Gracies with the jiu-jitsu and the shoot-boxing. The striking's really good there. It's like, because Brazil was known for the jiu-jitsu, but then the strikers started being amazing out of there too. So it's like Brazilian didn't know if they're going to be a striker or a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
So but I noticed they're not doing many fights down there, and it was great when I was fighting down there. It was like so popular. Like the Brazilians love me. The Brazilian fans have a bad rep is what's funny, but I think they're great. Because you know they'll like chant, if it's American, you know how they chant, "You will die, you will die." But like, they never go in your personal space and disrespect you. That's the difference. They understand the culture there. If you can come in someone's personal space and disrespect them, that you're probably going to fight in Brazil, right? I mean, that's kind of how it is down there. So they'll come when they're in your personal space. They're very respectful. Oh, I like you, this. But they just like chant from a distance. But that freaks some people out. To me, I had no problem there.
Yeah, but it's different over here. You think the people goes against personally?
Yeah, they don't stick up with their country as much as Brazil does. You guys are very honorable with sticking up to your country. America doesn't do that for some reason. But Brazil, if you're fighting a Brazilian, the whole crowd's going against you. But they still like me, you know. So they chant you'll die. But when they come up to you, they're super respectful. Like you know, I'm like popular down in Brazil.
Yeah, but yes, okay.
And the women can be a little aggressive down there.
Yeah, maybe because you're American. In Brazil, the people treat you different. In here, you from here. I don't know.
You know, I was treated, like I said, they might chant you'll die, but I think I was treated great overall. And you know, some people are like mad because I was joking around calling American Jiu-Jitsu originally because I mixed it with wrestling. Originally, I did it just to piss some people off, so some Brazilians got pissed, but they respect it now.
But this is
things are always, I mean, because really Jiu-Jitsu's from Japan, you know, they took it and changed it up. So I'm like, well, I'm taking it up and changing it up. Things are always evolving.
Yes. You know, I don't see this on bad eyes. I think, you know, everybody's adapting. You know, your jiu-jitsu is your
it's different style than different style than Brazilian. So it's not like
you can put your name, you can put America, you can whatever. But, it's yours.
Yeah, but I've had some Brazilians. It was a while ago. I had some Brazilians just get mad about that. Be like, why are you stealing our thing? Like, you stole it from Japan. What are you talking about? Jiu-jitsu is Japanese.
Yeah. It's like a Sweden guy start to do a capoeira and say Sweden capoeira. It's okay. You know?
Yeah, right. Everything. We're always making our own styles and blending and.
Yes, I feel that. I adapted jiu-jitsu to myself and need to be that. I cannot. You can show me something, but you have different bodies, different.
This is very big. As a coach, I'm always very big. We're not going to do things exactly the same. You got to look at your body type, how you're built, how you move. There might be one guy that move very similar to, but someone else that move very different. Some coaches that aren't that good, they try to have you do exactly how they do it, and everything has to be adapted to your body, how the guy moves. There's so many variables in martial arts. That's why it's an art. It's martial art. You have to be your own artist. You can't like copy someone else, you know.
This is primary, you know. If I think if the coach doesn't understand this, it will be very hard to create a great athletes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Single one motherfucker are different of each other. So you need to let this space for creation, adaptation.
I said it's literally an art form, you know. Martial art is an expression of your body. So you can't, if you're trying to like clone someone else, it's not going to work. You're not going to be. You can be good, but you're not going to be great.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I have tried mimic some legend fighters that I used to admire, Yes, but I use more to mimic the mindset, the philosophy behind, the enthusiasm, um, the soul, the will. You cannot mimic too much nobody. At same point, if you are lucky, you're gonna have a very similar body style or symmetrics or whatever. But it's so hard.
It is a good example. Like, look at Mike Tyson. No one's ever mimicked that style he moves at. I've never seen anyone mimic it properly, right?
Exactly.
He was destroying people with it, but no one's ever mimicked it the way he does.
It happened to me right now. I'm not blaming anyone or make excuse, but I am a kind of power punch guy.
Yes. So you have to use your explosive power.
I can never change this.
Nope. You're not going to be a pitter patter fighter. It'd be like, if I was a boxer trainer, and I was trying to train you and Nate Diaz the same, you'd be a retard because he's a volume puncher. You're a power puncher, so you're not going to be volume punching like that, and you're not going to get Nate power punching. But some trainers don't understand that stuff. You got to go what your body type is, what your explosion is, your reach,
Exactly.
So you're a natural power explosion guy, so you got to use that. Then you got to you have crazy conditioning for a power guy. A lot of power guys gas themselves for the explosive muscle. So
yes. And I try modify a little bit, and it really doesn't work. I spend time on this, like 1 year and a half, doing on different style. But
everything should be power
man,
for you.
come on, I cannot do that.
No, I agree.
I try, doesn't work. My style can look even simple, very simple, or dumb. But this is my style. Is go to take heads off. I need to try because when I have this mentality, is I know I can do this for 3, 4, maybe 5th round. Of course, it will be on different pace. The very first 3.
You got to pace it. This is the 5 rounder, slightly different than the 3 rounds.
9% and then 7%. The rest 2. But okay, but the chance to get the fight finish in the very 3 rounds is very high. And I know I can do this. Yeah, as I mentioned for 5 rounds, but on different pace. But this is not the problem. I will not get out and beat. I cannot do anymore. And what I need to do is in the beginning of the fight until the end. If I didn't finish the fight, no problem. I will always chasing and look for a knockout, for KO. That's the mentality.
That's how you should fight. I mean, that's how you're knocking everyone out. And that's how you should continue to fight.